He was known as the teen troublemaker on the hit show Hogan Knows Best.
How'd you pay for this? No, let me answer. My credit card, right?
Yeah.
Today, Nick Hogan is 20, and a lot has happened in just a few short years.
How has life changed for you?
Life has changed dramatically. I think cautiously about every decision I make now,
That's because in the summer of 2007, one bad decision nearly killed his best friend.
911, what is your emergency?
There's been a horrible accident.
Is there any smoke or flames coming from the vehicle?
Yeah, they was racing. They were racing. It was two cars drag racing.
The car was just completely out of control. It was beyond anything that I could do to recover it.
Hogan crashed head-on into a palm tree. His famous father just happened to be passing by moments later and recognized his son's Dodge Viper.
I remember the look on his face was just trying to see if I was alive or not.
Hogan's friend, John Graziano, a decorated Iraq War vet, suffered severe brain damage and now requires around-the-clock care.
Just when I remember finding out about how bad everything was, it's still hard for me to think about. I'm sorry.
Do you ever see him?
I've reached out and tried, but at this point I'm not allowed to visit John.
Do you understand why
Yes,
the family may not want you to see him?
Absolutely.
Does that hurt?
It does, because, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Police say Hogan was speeding and had been drinking the day of the accident, but he's adamant he wasn't street racing. He pled guilty to reckless driving and was sentenced to 8 months in jail.
I've apologized to the Grazianos, but I want to say that I will never, ever be able to say I'm sorry enough.
Hogan was placed in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day because he was a juvenile in an adult jail. Last year, his mother Linda spoke to me about the heartbreak.
They put the handcuffs on him and they took him back, and I mean, it was really hard.
And the lesson got even harder when 36 hours of phone conversations between Hogan and his parents were released after a reporter made a public records request.
Will you work on that reality deal?
Yep.
For me, and get that thing lined up so the minute I walk out of wherever I walk out of, it's there, boom. I want to do it where I'll make the most money.
Those words would become one of the biggest regrets of his life.
I was in the middle of really, really going to the deepest depths of mental insanity, being in solitary confinement. There were times in there where you get so desperate and you're just, so just out of it.
But Graziano's father wasn't buying it. In the courtroom, he lashed out against Nick Hogan, whose birth name is Nick Bollea.
What Al-Qaeda could not do to my son, Nick Bollea did in a matter of minutes.
And in a just-released statement to GMA, the Graziano family's attorney says Nick has done nothing to show his remorse. We haven't heard a word from him. The backlash was severe, from online comments to threatening phone voicemails from an anonymous caller.
Your kid's gonna bleed. Your little son's gonna bleed slow.
They're coming from a place of anger, and I understand why people would be angry with me.
The happy days of Hogan Knows Best are over. Hulk is now engaged, and Linda is living with her son's former high school classmate, 21-year-old Charlie Hill, a man 30 years her junior.
It's got to be a little weird.
To hear his name, like Charlie Hill, I was so used to hearing it around my school that when I heard it associated with my mom dating, it was just like, God, it just sounds weird, but it's fine because Charlie is an excellent guy.
For now, he's given up on his lifelong dream of becoming a race car driver and is focused on making music. But Hogan says despite all the dysfunction, they are still a family.
Above everything, my family is there for me, and I will always be there for my family to return the favor.